Happy Friday, Denver, and Happy New Year. 2022 was an amazing year, and 23 is going to be even better. Thanks for joining us here on the Mile High Life Network. That's right. If you're watching us on YouTube on the Discussion Combustion channel, we certainly appreciate that. But we'd like to go over to some of these audio platforms as well. Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcast, guys, go over there, rate, review, subscribe to this program. It's tremendously going to help, and we appreciate the continued support. My name is Kevin Batstone. I couldn't be more happy to be here to close out the year of 2022, and I am joined by my compadres, of course, Jon Ekstrom.
What's up? How is everyone? It's the end of the year. Thank God, in many ways. Am I right?
I hear you there, brother. And, of course, we have our fashionista expert, Arthur Raw.
Happy Friday, Denver. Make the most of today, please, and for yourself and everyone around you. Just make the most of it.
That's right, boys. So we're closing out 2022, guys. This was an incredible year, right? A lot of things happened, a lot of great movies, music, entertainment, experiences, moments. I mean, just good stuff. What's some things that stood out to y'all about 2022?
My God, dude. This, first of all, from a business standpoint, has been the most successful year I've ever had. Like, by far.
That's
by
awesome.
far and away, it's been a killer year. And let me just start off by saying, as we record this, I'm in the middle of a ton of content. I'm like Mr. Radio right now. I'm on KOA Thursday morning, Friday morning. And if you happen to catch this in the early morning, if you're listening to this show and you can't get enough of us, right? You can't get enough of Kevin, Arthur, and Jon. Tune into KOA. They'll be on in the 11 o'clock hour. You get more fun stuff. So I just got to say that is a personal highlight for me. What about you guys?
I can't get enough of Jon, I feel like. I love Jon of all trades. I love working beside you, man. I have so much respect for what you do. In 2022,
I appreciate that. I love you.
We launched Happy Friday, man, and that to me stands out tremendously. This program is unreal. I feel honored to be able to do it every week. It's just incredible. It's challenging. It's fun. The experiences that we're having. And, Nate Lundy and Jeff Borton, those guys, shout out to them for taking a shot on us because, incredible network, and we're just so happy to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very similar as far as all that goes. This entire year of 2022 was an essential year of growth for me, emotionally, personally, financially, jobs, podcasts, everything. Like, just a growth year. There's so many areas that I'm grateful and thankful, but some of the key ones that are always there as a foundation for me, and I'm going to say my closest friends and people who hold me accountable and make me better. And Jon, you've made my favorites list on my phone, okay? I put you on the favorites list,
Okay.
because I call you weekly, and I haven't added somebody on there in so long. So I'm really grateful for you and, having this idea of Happy Friday Denver and wanting to join in arms with Kevin and I in the Discussion Combustion, the whole movement. Other than that, like, kind of more selfish, I'm living in my own apartment by myself without a roommate or girlfriend for the first time in my entire life.
Dude, congrats. That's amazing.
It feels amazing. I'm getting tested in a lot of ways, but I'm so happy that I made that choice.
So before I even married Kristen, we got done with grad school, and she goes, "You need to live by yourself for at least a little while. You need to know what this is like. You need to experience that for yourself." And I'm forever grateful for it because you're right, man. It's weird. Like, it is weird when all the noises from a place are just you.
Yeah.
And like, okay, what do I do? Like, for a while you go, what do I do?
Like,
right?
I deliver packages part-time because I get so bored on my nights off. Like, I literally just go and
That's
drive
too
for
funny.
a couple hours and deliver packages.
Oh, that's
I need
funny.
something to do.
Yeah.
Like, all my chores are done. Like, dishes are clean. Like, laundry's done. Bed's made. Everything's vacuumed. Countertops wiped down. Like, what else do you do?
And you're by yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm just like, I can't watch TV all night.
It's a good feeling. I mean, I went through a pretty difficult breakup this year, recently single again, so I'm kind of back in that same thing. 2022 challenged me in a lot of ways, and I had to exit a very difficult relationship. Still got a lot of love for that girl, but things just didn't work out. So, 2022, man, a lot of things took place, sports included. The Denver Broncos did not have a terrific season. It's not over yet,
No.
but they're
It's pretty much over.
Yes,
it's over.
it is. Yes, it's over.
They're
bro.
basically giving tickets away at this point, Jon. But obviously, Nathaniel Hackett got the hatchet. And what's going on?
Okay, so mercifully, after an absolute shit kicking by the LA Rams, who are also not good, it bears mention, 51-14, absolutely humiliated.
Yeah.
The team has never looked more underprepared than I've seen them here, and so finally gave Hackett the axe. Thank God. I think everyone in Broncos country is grateful for that. But I mean, what comes next? Because you've got this albatross of a Russell Wilson contract Who knows? I don't know. Kev, you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Denver went through so many transitions, right? From the Bolin family and then over to now, Walmart family has taken over this team, and there was just so much excitement coming in this year. Let's ride Russell Wilson, major contract. And, for the record, Nathaniel Hackett did have a good offensive coordinator background with Green Bay. He has proven results. But look, at the end of the day, the leadership wasn't there, and he was making critical mistakes. Had to go for Denver, of course. And I think as they go into the offseason, Sean Payton's been rumored as a possible replacement, which
that would be something.
I mean, Super Bowl champ with the Saints. Who knows?
Well, I'll tell you, something that's going to turn the Bronco franchise around is I'm throwing my hat in the ring. And I'm going to become head coach of the Denver Broncos. And here's why. I was with the Broncos when we did the back-to-back Super Bowl wins. I saw how we utilized the run. I know what it takes. Let's get the tight ends more involved.
You were with the Broncos during that run?
Yes, emotionally and everything. We were there, and I have been a Bronco fan true and through, and all the disappointing seasons is why I stopped watching sports, okay? So I have a vendetta, and I need to see my team back in the upper echelon. Denver coach Arthur Raw.
Oh, wow, fantastic. Kev, what's your pitch? You throwing your hat in the ring?
Well, I'm going to, respectfully decline the offer to lead the Denver Broncos. I am a New England boy, and Foxborough, Massachusetts has my heart in the football world. This is my city. I've been here 15 years. I love you guys. I wish you continue success, but I am going to pursue other opportunities.
That's fine, Kevin. Okay. We didn't want you as our coach.
Yeah, probably not.
But I might try to recruit John here.
Okay, well, here's my pitch to be the coach of the Denver Broncos. Forget about football. Football's over. We need new ownership in baseball in this town. I'm going to convert the Denver Broncos into a baseball team. Russell Wilson signed a contract with the Colorado Rockies. I'll bet at this point in his life he is better at baseball than he is at football. No more Colorado Rockies. It is now the Denver Broncos in the National League West. We're going to win the World Series. That's my pitch.
So you guys got to go with me. I'm the only one that actually wants to coach the team and keep it a football team.
And not necessarily, because John's got a good idea to take this team in a different direction, an entirely different sport, in fact.
Yeah.
Dude, my shit is paradigm shifting.
Yeah, no,
literally.
It's no longer the Denver Bronco football team then.
No. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and he never said it was. It's now the Denver Bronco baseball team.
You know what? We let the people vote, okay? We let the people vote.
Yeah, people, know the right thing to do here, okay?
Yeah, hit us up on social media. Twitter, you can vote. Who do you want to be the coach? Arthur or myself? We'll let the people decide, right?
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
because it always comes down to a good evaluation, and people always have opinions on things.
100%.
And speaking of guys that have opinions on things, there's this man called Guy Fieri that thinks, what's the best restaurant in Colorado, Art?
We all know that guy. He goes all over the nation. He's been to many restaurants in Denver, and a lot have made the list over time. But the top one right now is Zoe Mama. I don't know which way you want to say it. It's probably Zoe Mama. And what this is quote unquote super yummy street food. But as I opened up the internet browser and continue to do research, it's Asian street food.
Nice.
And it looks super delicious. There's 2 locations, one in Boulder and then also one at Union Station downtown. And I want to go check it out. There's so many good looking things on the menu. I thought that the chicken curry rice looked the most delicious. And I did want to ask both of you, is Asian food in your favorite food groups? Like, is that in your top 3?
Top 3? I don't know. But I love it. Mm-hmm. I love sushi. I love Chinese food. I love Thai food. I love
Thai, yes.
Thai, so spicy, so good.
Mm-hmm.
I love bao buns. I love dumplings. Like, just give me.
They got all the bao buns, dumplings. They got all that at the Zoe Yum Yum.
It's good stuff, man. I love pho. So Vietnamese
Oh,
cuisine.
dude, pho.
I get when I have a craving for pho, which is usually on a cold winter's day here in Colorado. It like with that sriracha and hoisin sauce in there, it hits. It hits. So I'd put it top 5. I mean, if I had to rank it, it's in the top 5.
Dude, I love hoisin. Hoisin's like 1 billion calories as far as sauces go. But my God, it's so rich and it's so good. I'm with you on that.
Isn't it technically like a plum sauce, like molasses plum sauce?
It's more like an Asian barbecue sauce.
It's good. That's all I know.
It is good.
Yeah.
It is good. I mean, it complements all the meats. It complements all the broths. And, I mean, all the foods. Look, guys, I've been doing intermittent fasting for probably a month now. I do like 12 to 14 hours a day.
Wow.
And it's torturous. And so I'm always hungry now, only thinking about food.
Wow.
That'll do it. That'll do
Yes.
it. With as much beer as I consume, I can fast and then still get caloric intake. So I think I'm going to be okay there.
Beer counts as calories, Kevin.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm getting my caloric intake.
You're not fasting though, dude.
That's true.
No, but he's saying he still gets his caloric intake from the beer, even though he's not eating food.
Well, Kev, that might not be the best health choice.
Oh, it's a terrible health choice. I would not recommend this at all. Do not try this at home.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to say.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. I'll tell
Then
you,
why are you doing it, dude?
No, because it feels good. I do like it.
You're impossible.
well, I'll tell you what feels good and what people like. Art, you got something here about a Colorado man that spent his holiday volunteering helping migrant families.
Yes, I mean it's so important. If you have the time and the energy, always try to give back where you can. Of course, the holiday seasons, you know, we're coming up on New Year's now, but that is such a big time of the year where everyone is giving, and so somebody gave their time, and their help. It's Ricky Carnitas, and I wanted to make sure that I had his name in there so I could give him a big shout out on Happy Friday here. And his quote is, "We as a family, we feel that is our duty." When you have that calling in life, you have to pursue it. And even though it's not going to be easy, you're going to have to just go out there and get it, right? And let's buckle up and go all the way in. So I haven't had too many opportunities in my life to do too much volunteering. I have highly considered and called out, didn't get calls back. I probably could have pursued this more heavily, but I want to go talk at like Drugs Anonymous and like try to talk people through like how long it takes to turn that corner.
To get off opioids and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah,
So that's like a calling, and I know I will fulfill that at some point in my life, probably soon. Have either of you ever done volunteer work or done anything like that?
Yeah, I have. I mean, so did some back in high school. And then I started a thing called Mile High 100, which we were talking about right before we went on air. And that wasn't so much volunteering, but that was fundraising. You know, these places, they need man hours, but they also need money. And so the fact that I could get money to an organization like Food for Thought or to Comeback Yoga, which did yoga for veterans experiencing PTSD who had like physical like ailments too, that was really, really rewarding. It was hard because that project didn't take off the way I wanted it to. But ultimately, yeah, it felt really, really good. Kev?
Yeah, I did a little bit in high school as well. And some of that, I was in this program called the Appalachian Mountain Teen Project, which was really cool, being up in the New England area. And we would, kind of help out where we could and do stuff like this around the holidays. And, yeah, I tip my hat to anybody that sacrifices their time to go out in, the cold weather, help people where they can. It goes a long way. That's really what this, the holiday season should be about, and not so much the commercialized, overconsumption.
Right. That's the actual spirit of the season. Like, how do you help your fellow man or your fellow human to, in any way that you can? What are your gifts that you have that you can give to the world?
To circle back a little bit to last week, I was talking about, helping out around the house doing dishes. My mom hosted a delicious Christmas Eve brunch, and I was kind of getting that full spot, like where I was just hanging out, and I just realized there was all these chores that need to be done for the, so I hopped in. I hope everyone has a chance to do that, and it's just give where you can, and even if you're not volunteering at somewhere that's like, a volunteer place, you can still be volunteering your time to listen to people talk, or, volunteering a minimal effort if you're on a trail and you see some garbage there, you just pick it up and throw it in the next trash can. Like little things like that, little efforts over a long period of time, it really does build up.
Yeah. Kev, you'll like this one. I would not only return my cart to the little corral, I would find the other carts and return those too.
I do like that. In fact, before I got into podcasting, that was something I always preach, because I was in the grocery business, as you guys know, and it would always bug me when folks would just leave their buggies all over. And we would spend time, me and my buddy would go down and just collect buggies. So that does go a long way. Little acts of kindness, just little things, anything you can do each day, I think
it adds up.
It adds up for sure.
It really
adds
does.
to Karma Bank. But shifting gears, I had the excitement and privilege to go see Avatar 2 Monday night. Art, you and I went. We saw it in 3D, which was really cool.
It was.
This was the fastest growing box office movie in 2022 to reach $1 billion in revenue. And, Top Gun Maverick did it, but it took them 31 days to get there, because Top Gun Maverick obviously is in the running as a conversation as the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Avatar 2. I did. I'm a big James Cameron guy. Terminator 2 Judgment Day is my favorite movie of all time. And so I think that they did a good job with this film. It's hard to say it was better than the original, but I am excited that 3 and 4 they filmed simultaneously alongside of
2 and 3.
Or
no, this is 2.
Yeah.
this is 2, but 3 and 4.
3 and 4.
So the next
like
two,
there's
yeah.
4 already
Yes.
planned. I only thought there was 3 planned total.
Yeah, no, 4.
No, there's like 5 total planned, isn't there?
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you look at it, they're scheduled for 2 years increments instead of the what was it 13 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good
13
film.
years.
That's a long time to go in between.
Yeah, it
sequels.
really is.
I mean, what a great movie. I thought it was well done. It was magnificent. Obviously, it was extremely beautiful to get hyped up for this. I did watch the original Avatar on Christmas Eve and just had the best time with that movie that evening. The original, it's always hard to come in after, but like I'm still going to give it massive quality. There's a couple areas where I had questions that were a little open-ended that I didn't have in the first one, but I would highly recommend seeing it, especially if you like getting into the sci-fi and leaving Earth and going to Pandora.
It's not typically a movie I would be into, but again, I am a James Cameron fan, and Terminator 2 is my favorite movie, which is very sci-fi. But I loved it. I think it's good. John, I know you haven't seen the first or the second, but if you ever find time, it's a good one.
So never underestimate Cameron. The one thing I will say, like the man creates visually stunning works, just unparalleled works. Even a movie like The Abyss was way ahead of its time in terms of the CGI and the way the way he rendered water was unlike anything anyone had ever seen on film before. My only problem with Cameron is he likes to write his own scripts, and his scripts are generally not great. And I'm a word guy.
Yeah.
And so, like, I have a problem with that. Like, on the first Avatar, we talk, they're trying to find unobtainium. I go, oh my God, can you be more on the nose with this fucking metaphor? Like, oh, we're getting unobtainium? Oh my God. Okay, so this is a natural resource parable. Okay, this is essentially Dances with Wolves with blue aliens. So like that kind of put me off, and I'm not as beholden or as interested in the visual palette as many other people. I know Cameron's a master at that, but that's my barrier to entry with Avatar. I don't know if I'll end up seeing this one because my bandwidth is so limited. I did see the new Puss in Boots movie though this weekend. And that was a thin slice of all right.
Was it?
Yeah, it was nice.
Which
it was
is that
delightful.
like the third iteration of this, or?
Art, I really don't even know.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. Like, I went with my kids. My kids enjoyed it. There's a really cool rendering of the Grim Reaper in it, played by a wolf, and he's badass. He whistles. He's got these 2 like reaping scythes. Like, it's cool, man. It's a fun farce. Antonio Banderas is great in the voice actor. Yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah, that's fun, man. So it's I very rarely go to the box office to see a film. I mean, the last time I went was actually pre-COVID. I went to see Terminator Dark Fate and Ford vs. Ferrari, which came out that same year.
I heard that's good.
Ford vs.
Really
Ferrari?
good. Really good.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, that's awesome. All right.
But I'm a big Ford guy, so it is
No,
what
it's
it
a great
is.
movie.
Fair enough.
Regardless.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
But definitely go check it out if you guys are interested in that. So here in Wheat Ridge, we had something kind of interesting happen. Art. There was
Here
a dog.
in Wheat Ridge? Are we in Wheat Ridge?
No, we're in Greenwood Village,
No.
but here at home,
Yeah.
in the Denver
In
area.
Wheat Ridge, Colorado, there was something very tragic happening that actually turned into a saving grace. And look, nobody that has a right mind is ever going to allow animal abuse to happen. And this is a serious subject. This was happening. The noise was overheard by neighbors. I didn't get through the entire article, but I do know what went down here. So this person was not being good to their animal. It was heard, and the end of the story is that this dog ended up getting foster and taking in, and now has a new forever home with new owners. And so it's out of tragedy, I guess, the darkest of times, feeling at my most emotionals or like your hardest of days. You got to keep going through that, and like this. Through this horrible story, this dog ended up getting a forever home, which is beautiful.
Yeah, pretty crazy story, man. There was a Walgreens employee off of 44th and Wads that heard this dog yelping from a distance and said, "Man, we got to do something about this." And called animal control, got those guys involved. The animal was obviously rescued, went through a vetting process and veterinary screening, and then was then put up for adoption. And it looks like this pup is doing well. And that's great because we, look, no animal should go through that kind of torture.
Now, what kind of fucker is mean to dogs or mean to animals?
Yeah.
I mean, I get frustrated at my dog. She's a Bernese Mountain Dog, and she is thick, man. Like, she is not, like, she's eager to please, and she's very obedient. But, like, I can't imagine being actively cruel to her. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It's just a sick thing, I feel like. Why even have pets,
Well, I mean, this person obviously is not confident in themselves. They're dealing with some kind of trauma. They've never faced themselves, and facing ourselves is one of the hardest things we could possibly do. And
but to take it out on a
no, that's
dumb
that's
animal?
the wrong way to do it. You take it out on yourself.
The people who abuse animals or abuse children, man, fuck right off with that.
Yes.
Please get yourself some help.
Yes,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Absolutely. That's not the way to channel it. But happy ending of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Dog's been
That's
rehoused.
good, man.
It's got another pup friend to hang out with. So good news there. Some not so good news was a lot of folks trying to get home from the holiday weekend. Southwest really is not in good shape right now.
No.
They canceled over 73% of their flights. Their stock's down 12% on the weekly, which is terrible. I mean, Southwest has always had, one of the records is best on-time gate-to-gate performance. And these guys are in rough shape. Obviously, the CEO, what's he going to say? It was a complete meltdown.
Yeah.
Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg called it a complete meltdown. It just wasn't good, guys. It wasn't good, and it does hurt the brand a little bit because there was other airlines that capitalized on that. But Southwest, I think, will rebound from this.
Almost 16,000 flights were canceled. That's
Dude,
crazy.
that is apocalyptic.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing. I've read statements from representatives of the Flight Attendants Union and from the Pilots Union, and they said, your scheduling software is fucked up, and this is going to happen. This is a problem that is going to happen. You need to fix it. Please fix it. And here we are at the holiday season. And, I mean, we know some people personally who've been affected.
Yes.
I had friends that I went to college with. I have friends from different parts of my life. I mean, you said Kylie Bierce, who's been a guest on DCPC a couple of times, couldn't get home either.
A lot of folks couldn't get home. I mean, coworkers, like you mentioned, everyone I talked to, somebody was affected. And DIA got hit pretty bad, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's
one of the hubs, dude.
One of the hubs, right? One of the higher percentages of airports that was affected was DIA. I mean, I saw a Twitter video somebody posted, and all you saw down the entry line was just bags. It was just nothing.
I saw that photo too, man.
But luggage. I mean, you couldn't even walk because everyone was just stuck.
Yeah, that's wild.
Gross.
That's wild. I mean, that cold, it tested a lot of different things, and only when we experience some of the harshest of things coming at us do we know our own resilience. And unfortunately, Southwest resilience was a little bit short there.
A little low on this one.
Yes,
it happens.
I think they'll rebound. I mean,
it's one of my favorite airlines that I've been on. So I'll still fly Southwest.
I typically fly them first.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm someone who people bitch about air travel, and I go, I fucking love air travel.
I do too.
And to quote Louis C.K., who is not in good public favor, but this is a good bit. You're sitting in a chair in the sky. Everything is amazing.
Yeah,
right?
it
The
is.
fact
we
that
shouldn't even be there.
The fact that it's impossible is miraculous. I'm going down to San Antonio next month to go visit the Royal Rumble. That's going to be fucking spectacular.
That's awesome.
And so, the fact that I got that flight for nothing and it's going to take me, 2 hours to get there?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's fucking cool.
No, it's
Yeah.
great. I love air travel. It's so fun, and I love aviation. And, piggybacking up another comedian, George Carlin, he had a joke where he talks about some of this airline lingo just doesn't make sense to me. He goes, pre-board? What, we're going to get on before we get on? He goes, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, totally. I remember that bit, too.
Yeah.
Because he does a whole riff, where they welcome you.
Yep.
And it's you got here literally 1 second before I did. You can't welcome me to a place that you've been in 1 second before I have.
Yeah.
I remember it well.
George Carlin was a class.
Oh, dude, amazing.
For sure.
All-timer.
Great comedian. So, look, guys, we're at the new year, right? There's New Year's resolutions. You dug in and did a little bit of research about some of the most popular resolutions state to state. Where's Colorado at? Where's the rest of the country at?
So this is where we're at right now. Colorado, if you're listening in, Denver, if you're listening in, which I know you are, take a second, guess what is Colorado's most popular New Year's resolution? Well, if you got it right, then you're saying you want to meet new people. That was Denver's, Colorado's biggest one is they want to meet new people. I totally respect that one. I met so many new people in 2022, changed my life. The most, 12 states, which was the highest amount for resolutions. So the top one in the nation is to seek therapy.
Good.
For 2022.
Everyone should talk to a
going into
therapist.
2023.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the second most highest one was losing weight.
Oh, no shit.
And
really?
that was 8 states voted on that.
That one's always been up there.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's like a cliche at this
But I
point
feel like
as far as New Year's
the
resolutions
therapy
go.
one is kind of a newer one that's coming up to the top. And, it almost makes you think all the lockdowns are self-isolation and all this stuff is finally catching up and people are realizing They got some stuff to
I need
deal
some
with.
help, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
that's
okay.
okay. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, that's
it's
okay.
absolutely
Like,
okay.
That is okay. We all need it.
Yeah, like it's okay to ask for help. Like fucking ask for help. Like that's okay. Yeah, please.
Definitely changed my life. I've been through years and years of therapy. I've been through anger management and all that stuff. I mean, anytime I feel like I need to reach out for somebody and I can get some coaching or some therapy along the way, it's definitely helped me in a positive way. There's no negative impact to it, in my opinion.
So one of my favorite things I ever read, I think it was a Cracked article, and I can't remember the author who wrote it. I think it was David Wong. God, I can't remember. I wish I could remember. But he said, with your New Year's resolution, decide to pick up a skill. Like losing weight's very nebulous, right? It's like, okay, like everyone wants to lose weight. That's fine. Do something that's going to benefit someone else. Like learn a new language, right? Pick up a new skill. Pick up something that has some tangible value that you can actually do something with. And I took that to heart. Granted, it was 2020, so I got fucked in the end. And I took a master class on just learning magic. And so now I just know like 2 magic tricks, and they're really fun. And like you break them out at parties, and that's a cool skill to have. So
That is.
That is.
yeah.
I do like that.
New Year's resolutions always kind of resets the calendar a little bit. It gets people motivated to quit drinking, quit smoking, lose weight, whatever it is. And I'm going to segue into, how you guys feel about that. How's that worked for you? Have you applied it before? Because for me personally, I'm going to say kind of the same thing I say about Valentine's Day and some of these other holidays is I don't think you need a specific day out of the calendar year to reevaluate or to make changes in your life.
Stealing the words out of my mouth.
In a vacuum, you don't. But if you do, and if this helps you, and if this spurs you to action, I'm not going to yuck your yum over that.
But here's the thing: is like it's not a 2-week deal.
No,
it's not a 1 month deal. Like you got to dial in and fully commit to this. Like you have to like be willing to torture yourself slightly in order to become the best version of yourself. It's not going to come easy.
No, I'll give you that. The way you said it was funny to me. Well, but you're not wrong.
But I've been torturing myself. I mean, like I don't need to boast on that, but I have been dropping weight. I don't need to say how much. But,
no, you're looking good, man.
But it feels good. But I'm putting myself through discomfort in order to, and it's the intermittent fasting for me. Like that does it. Like 12 to 14 hours of not eating.
Are the weight you're losing, is it coming to me? Because that's what it feels like.
No, I think it's coming to me. Look at this beer belly. I got a beer belly here, folks. All that Bud Light you see me drink on Happy Friday and DCPC, it's catching up.
Yeah, well, it happens. So, Art, I'm proud of you. It's not easy.
Yeah,
I'll be on the same track here.
Yeah, so that's one. Like I want to say Happy New Year to everybody out there. It's a time to celebrate. If 2022 was hard, well, guess what? 2023 is not going to get any easier unless if you change your attitude. And so it's so important for us to really dial in and focus on who we are as individuals. Some things I'm really looking forward to is spending New Year's with our good friend Jamie Rourke. We're going to go over there, hang out. Are you guys doing anything fun for the New Year's?
Well, I mean, I'm going to be with you, so.
So obviously having a good time.
So New Year's, I tend to not go out.
Okay.
I don't much care for it. Like
I really don't either.
It's overpriced amateur night in my.
It is.
And if you love New Year's and you have a great time with it, go do it. Just please don't invite me. What I'm doing is music video theater.
Oh hell yeah.
So like.
Was this like round 3 or 4 for the year or the end of the year?
I don't know what it is on the year, but it's number 10 overall.
That's badass.
Yeah, so we're having.
Why don't you invite me to that, John?
Because it's
we're not
super
that cool
specific.
yet. We're not that cool yet, Kevin.
Also, you guys got to prove to me you know music videos.
Okay.
Oh,
So
I can do that.
Okay, well, we'll see, man. We'll see. It's a whole deal. But in Y2K, so I was a senior in high school for Y2K. You guys were probably much younger. My parents wouldn't let us out. And so we had a New Year's Eve party. Mm-hmm. So we had it on December 30th. And that was a party where we had 2 tribes from my high school kind of come together and party together. Mm-hmm. And then we all became one big tribe after that.
That's nice.
New Year's Eve was a badass party. So we're having a small get-together with just a small handful of folks on New Year's Eve. That'll be tonight, I guess. So Friday night.
That sounds like a great way to close the year out, man.
Also, it's cheaper for babysitters, cheaper for Ubers. It's a nice way of getting out and getting together.
I like the way you think.
Yeah.
Great way to end the year for sure. And I've never been a big watch the ball drop, do fireworks, all that stuff. I'll go out and have some fun, right? I'll have some champagne. I'll drink a little bit of that Nicolas Fouillet, that French champagne at midnight or 10 p.m. if you want to watch the ball drop early.
That what?
Nicolas Fouillet.
Okay.
That's a good champagne.
All right. Yeah. No, I believe you. I was just checking.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my plan.
Yeah, so if you're looking for something to do this weekend, we have a very interesting list here provided by our good friend John Ekstrom.
What the fuck? I didn't write this.
So
I didn't fucking write this.
The first thing you could do this weekend, if you're out there, there's a dance floor, you want to cut a rug, well, twerk it on the flow.
Oh, you know what? That does sound like me. I talk like that all the time.
Hang on a second. What on the flow?
On the flow.
I think he means floor.
Oh, okay.
Twerk it on the flow.
I got it.
And
I'm like, maybe twerk it on the flow like you're
But he
moving.
wrote it out phonetically.
Get after it. All right. You want to be responsible this weekend? Well, take an Uber home. All right. Let's all do that thing. That's something good to do. Hey, if you're like me and you have got a bedtime, then we're going to watch the ball drop at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and then go to sleep before.
Watch it in New York.
Yes.
And then go to sleep, yeah.
Yes.
That's not a bad way to do it.
I've done that a couple times.
That's pretty brilliant.
And honestly, I love it.
When you have kids, some places will have a noon New Year's Eve. So the ball drops at 12, but it's noon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So little kids can do the countdown and, shoot off like the noisemakers and the horns and shit.
Yeah, little poppers and stuff.
Yeah,
wasn't it rocking New Year's Eve? Wasn't it Dick Clark that did it forever?
Well, yeah, and then it became Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Ryan Seacrest. He's got nice teeth.
So one tradition growing up for me and Mom, this is you, is we're hanging out at home, 0 hours hits, and you go bang pots and pans outside so all your neighbors know that you're
I've never heard anybody do that.
So they know.
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, much to my
mom
chagrin.
always used to do that. Yeah,
Really?
I did that growing up.
Yeah, we used to live next to
Sounds like tribal almost.
this couple, and I don't remember their first names, but their last name was, you guys are going to die when I say this, they were called the Asselsteins. And I told that to my friend Chaz, and he goes, "You live next to the asshole stains?"
Oh, no.
And I go, "Oh, dear, I'd never thought of that before. I'm only 9 years old." Shit.
Yeah, and you couldn't get it out of your head.
Yeah,
it's
and
still
now I've
there.
thought-
It's
yeah.
still there.
Asshole stains.
So, they're
hilarious.
long dead, by the way. They were roughly 175 years old when I was a kid.
God bless him.
So, yeah.
That's a full life.
So my mom's like, "Yeah, go bang the pots." They can't hear it anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so you bang pots too.
I'm
Obviously,
not going to.
Kev, yeah, you didn't do that.
I mean, I grew up in the countryside, so it was always redneck shit. Shooting guns, blowing shit up. Redneck fireworks.
And look, one of the most important things you could do is just use protection. Let's be safe out there. Whether it's getting home safely, drinking water after you drink booze, or strapping it up, cowboy.
I think that's good
Strapping
advice.
it up, cowboy.
Yeah, I don't approve that message. I approve the message, but I haven't been good at practicing it.
What?
Too much information, Kevin.
Yeah, you're right. Guys, look.
That's a little much, Kev.
I know.
Holy shit.
Sometimes I get a little honest with y'all, but I'm going to tell you this. It's the end of the year. I love you guys. 2022 is amazing. Happy Friday is so much fun. Mile High Life, thank you for bringing us on, even though...
Mile High Life, baby.
Even though things go off the rails sometimes in these parts.
Mile High Life straps it up.
Yes.
Yes, always put a happy sock on, guys. That's what I'm going to say to that. And as we close out 2022, I just want to thank everybody for the continued support of this program. Be sure to check out Mile High Life. Get involved with Happy Friday. You can reach us at happyfridaydenver@gmail.com or on all social media platforms at Happy Friday Den. And, of course, the Fricashinas, guys. Definitely listen to the Fricashinas. These guys are fantastic. They're going to play us in. They're going to play us out. Let's go. Happy New Year.